Welcome to Edupedia World. In this video, we will discuss discrete and continuous series. Discrete and continuous series. First, let us understand discrete and continuous variables. Discrete and discontinuous variables are those which are exact or finite and are not normally fractions. They cannot manifest every conceivable fractional value but appear by limited gradations. For example, children in a family can be either 2 or 3 but cannot be 2.2, 2.8 or 2.7. It is a discrete variable which is not expressed in a fraction. In the same way, test scores of cricket match, rooms in a house, workers in a factory, fans installed in an auditorium, students in a class are all the examples of discrete variables. The occurrence of the observation will be integer, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on. Thus, the variable is said to be of a discrete type when there are gaps between one value and the next. For example, in set 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are discrete variables. Even fractional values are discrete or discontinuous variables provided there is an uniform difference from one variable to the other variable. For example, if wage rate per unit is 50 paise, then workers of a factory may get wages in rupees as 0.50 paise, 1, 1.50, 2, 2.50 and so on. Now continuous variables. They are those that one in units of measurements which can be broken down into infinite gradation. For example, weights, heights, incomes, rainfall, etc. They are capable of manifesting every conceivable fractional value, that is in decimal, within the range of a distance on a road by car, say from 0 km to 5 km. One never jumps from 0 to 1 km, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, but every fraction of distance from 0 km to 5 km is touched. In other words, the car must pass through all the infinity small gradations of distance between 0 to 5 km. All the fractional values are continuous variables. Height of student from 56 inch to 58 inch in our set 2, for example, cover all the fractional values falling within the limit of 56 and 58. Discrete series. Any series represented by discrete variables is called discrete series. For example, set 1 of the distribution of children in families is a discrete series. Continuous series. Any series described by continuous variables is called continuous series. For example, set 2 of the distribution of heights of students is a continuous series. It is to be noted that a discrete variable series can be presented in a continuous type of series also, but continuous variables cannot be presented in a discrete series. Whenever the range of values in a discrete series is too wide, one can have the choice of a continuous frequency distribution. Considering discrete and continuous series, now individual observation can be constructed and condensed in two ways: discrete frequency distribution and continuous frequency distribution. Next, we come to construction of discrete frequency distribution. First, prepare a table with 3 columns, first for variable under study, second for tally bars, and the third for the total, representing corresponding frequency to each value or size of the variable. Next step, place all the values of the variables in the first column in ascending order, beginning with the lowest and giving to the highest. The gap between one magnitude to another may preferably be the same. Next step, put bars, that is vertical lines, in front of the values accordingly in the second column, keeping in view the number of items a particular value repeats itself. This column is for facility in counting. Block of 5 bars are prepared and some space is left between each block of bars. And the last step, count the numbers of bar in respect of each value in the variable and place it in the third column made for total of frequency. Let us discuss an illustration regarding discrete frequency distribution. In a city, 36 families were surveyed for the color of car they used. We have to prepare a frequency table according to the replies they have given. As we can see in the table, three columns are made. First for the color of car, second for the tally bars, and third for the frequency. First is red color, it is used by 11 families. Next is blue color, it is used by 5 families. Next is green color, used by 8 families. Next is black color, used by 4 families. Next is white, used by 1 family. And the other colors were preferred by 7 families. And the total is 36 families. So this is the illustration of discrete frequency distribution. Now we come to construction of continuous frequency distribution. Observations are divided into groups having class intervals. There are two methods of classifying the data according to class intervals. First, inclusive method, and second, exclusive method. First, we will discuss inclusive method. Under this method, upper class limit of classes are included in respective classes. For example, if the students obtained marks are grouped as 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, etc. In the group of 5 to 9, we include the first group students whose marks are between 5 and 9. If the marks of the student are 10, he is included in the next class, that is 10 to 14. If there are no whole numbers, the classes can be made 5 to 9.9, 10 to 14.9, 15 to 19.9, and so on. Next, we come to exclusive method. Under this method, upper limits are excluded. The upper limit of class interval is the lower limit of the next class. For example, if the marks obtained by the students are grouped as 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, etc., we include in first group of students whose marks are 5 or more but under 10. If the marks of the students are 10, he is not included in the first group but in the second, that is 10 to 15. Sometimes lower limits are excluded from their respective classes. For example, if the students obtained marks are grouped as 5 to 10, 10 to 15, and so on, we include in the first group the students whose marks are above 5 and up to 10. If the marks of the students are 10, he is included in the first group. But if a student gets 5 marks, we will have to prepare a group 0 to 5 to include. Next, we come to class intervals. There are various methods by which class intervals can be designated. They are A, by inclusive method. This we have discussed earlier. B, by exclusive method. This also has been discussed. Next, we come to C, by mentioning lower limit followed by a dash. In the particular example, we can see that the lower limits is followed by dash, that is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Next method of class interval is by mentioning upper limits, that is preceded by a dash. In a particular example, we can see that the marks is written and the dash is given before 10. So it can be read as dash 10, dash 15, dash 20, dash 25, and dash 30. Next class interval is by midpoint. As we can see, the midpoints of a particular class is given, that is 7.5, 12.5, 17.5, 22.5, and 27.5. These midpoints are required to be converted into class intervals. Say for the first midpoint, 12.5 is to 7.5 and divide the difference by 2, that is 5 by 2. The quotient is added and subtracted to first midpoint. We get 7.5 minus 2.5 equals to 5 and 7.5 plus 2.5 equals to 10. We get thus the class interval 5 to 10. In the same way, intervals of the midpoints can be obtained, that is 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, and 25 to 30. And the last method of class interval is open-end class intervals. In certain frequency distribution, open-end class intervals are given, as we find in a particular example given. In such cases, values are put on the basis of construction of series, and in the above series, 5 in place of below and 40 in place of above may be put, thus making the classes as 0 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35, and 35 to 40. There is no hard and fast rule for grouping the data, but following general principles may be kept in mind for satisfactory and meaningful classification of data. It is advisable to have total number of classes between 5 and 15. The preference for the total number of classes depends on the numbers and figures to be grouped, the magnitude of the figure, and possibility of simplified calculation of further statistical studies. Next, odd figures, for example 3, 7, 9, etc., should be avoided for class intervals. The choice for the class intervals should be either 5 or a multiple of 5. It simplifies our further statistical calculation. Next, lower limit of the class as far as possible should be 0 or a multiple of 5. Next, for maintaining continuity and correct classes, exclusive method of preparing classes is adopted. Next point, the class interval should be equal for all classes. And next, as far as possible, open-end classes should be avoided. The first and the last classes are open-end classes. The first is open at the lower end and the last at the upper end. For statistical calculation, the open ends should be closed. And the next point is, for frequency distribution, we prepare a table having 3 columns. First for variables, second for tally bars, and the third for the total representing corresponding frequency to each class. Let us now come to simple series. We have seen in the above illustrations the pattern of simple series of discrete type and continuous type using inclusive and exclusive methods of class intervals. In simple series, the frequency is shown against each value or class. As we can see in the following example, in discrete type and in continuous type, marks is given and number of students who have obtained a particular marks is given. That is, less than 10, number of students is 4, less than 20, number of students is 8, less than 30, number of students is 15. This we can say it's a simple series. Next, we come to cumulative series. In cumulative series, the frequencies are progressively total. As we can see in the following examples, less than and more than series has been made. Now we can read students getting less than 10 marks are 4, less than 20 marks are 12, less than 30 marks are 27, and so on. In the same way, the students getting more than 0 mark are 60, more than 10 marks are 56, more than 20 marks are 48, and so on. Let us now discuss one illustration. From the following table given below of monthly household expenditure on food of 50 households. A. Obtain the range of monthly household expenditure on food. B. Divide the range into appropriate number of class intervals and obtain the frequency distribution of expenditure. C. Find the number of households whose monthly expenditure on food is less than 2,000 and more than 3,000. Now we come to the solution. A. Finding the highest and lowest expenditure on food of 50 households to get the range by the following formula. Range equals to L minus S, where L equals to longest value and S equals to smallest value. In the following table, L equals to 5090 and S equals to 1007. So the range will be 5090 minus 1007, which comes 4083. Now second, that is B, we have to find out the appropriate class interval by dividing the range. For that we will divide the class interval of rupees 500. We will get 4083 divided by 500, which comes 8.166. Now we decide 9 classes to include all the given values, preparing a continuous frequency distribution by exclusive method, excluding upper limit. Now we will prepare a table with 3 columns. First will be for class intervals, second for tally bars, and third for frequency. We will place all the values, or we can say a class intervals, in the first column in ascending order, beginning with the lowest and giving to the highest. In the second columns, we'll put the bars, that is the vertical lines, in front of the values according in the second column, keeping in view the number of items a particular value repeats itself. This column is for facility in counting. And in the last column, we will count the number of bars in respect to each value in the variable and place it in the third column, made for total of frequency. Next, we have to find out the number of households whose monthly expenditure is less than 2000. For that, we will take the value from the class intervals of 1000 to 1500 and 1500 to 2000. That is 20 plus 13. It will come 33 households. Means 33 households has a monthly expenditure less than 2000. And the next part of the question, that the monthly expenditure is more than 3000. For that, we will take the class intervals from 3000 to 5500. In that, whatever frequency will come, we will add that. According to the table, the frequency is 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 equals to 6 households. That means 6 household has the monthly expenditure more than 3000 on food items. Now we come to the last point of this chapter, that is bivariate frequency distribution. We have so far studied about frequency distributions involving single variable only. Such frequency distribution are called univariate frequency distribution. Often we come across data composed of measurements made on two variables for each individual items. For example, we may study the weights and heights of group of individuals, the marks obtained by a group of students in two different subjects, ages of husbands and wife for a group of couple, etc. A frequency table where two variables have been measured in the same set of items through cross classification is known as bivariate frequency distribution or two-way frequency distribution. Various values of each variable are grouped into various classes, not necessarily the same for each variable. Let us take the following illustration. Following figures give the age of 20 newly married couples in year. Represent the data by a frequency distribution, that is bivariate. We have given two variables, that is age of husbands and age of wives. We should represent the data in the form of a two-way frequency distribution so that we are able to show the ages of husbands and wives simultaneously. In this table, we can see that in the first column, age of husband is given, and in the simultaneous columns, age of wives are written, so that we can compare both the data simultaneously. This is called bivariate frequency distribution. Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.